What's up, everyone? Light No Fiends Podcast here. Episode 49. This is Biggest Gamer.
Adam Moore.
And today we're going to be talking about Beyond the Timescape. We're back at it again.
Third week in a row.
Beyond the Timescape month is here.
We've been from, we started 200, 300, 300, 350. Today we're doing 350 to 400.
We bow to Urgent.
Next week we're doing 400 to 450.
Yes, sir, because he's been cooking, bro.
He's been cooking hard.
He's cooking. He was like, you know what? Because we were talking about this, me and Adam are, about his past novels and how, like, at the end he would write notes by, like, oh, I could have done so much more.
Yeah, there's so many things I like regret.
Can improve.
Uh-huh.
And he was just like, no regrets this time. We're going all out. It's just all or nothing. Go big or go home.
And I think collectively we've read all of his novels except the last one that I forgot you were telling me about.
Yeah, A World Worth Protecting.
Yeah. So. Besides that one, between us, we've read all of them. We haven't finished all of them because I finished Renegade Immortal.
I did not.
And then I couldn't finish I Shall See the Heavens.
But I did.
You did? You did?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we both read A Will Eternal.
Yep.
And that's three right there.
And then I read Pursuit of Truth.
Yeah. And then
which also had another weird name.
And yeah, like Su Wong Dong or something like that.
I don't remember.
It's not, I remember. I've seen people talk about it. And then the Pursuit, another Pursuit. And then the other one, what was it called?
A World Worth Protecting.
A World Worth Protecting. We have not seen or touched anything on A World Worth Protecting, but besides that one, I can say this one's the best.
Oh yeah.
Like everything he's failed at and done great. Like he learned from everything and he poured his soul into this one.
You know how you really know it's because the spirit automation golden Vahara patriarch.
Yeah,
he is always talking about in those ancient novels.
Yeah,
the main character with the great destiny rises up. And I'm just like,
I love when he says that.
Yeah, it's so funny. He's like, you usually, he's always, whenever he talks about stories, he's like, I gotta keep up with the master, else I'm gonna get left behind. It's always funny.
Yeah, it's good. So well, are we doing 400 to 450? Or are we doing 400? Are we going past that?
We'll go a little past.
What are we doing? 400 to 460?
Yeah.
Okay. Because guys,
we kind of want to just catch up because this novel's too good, and I don't want to stop at 10 chapters.
I think they're at like 460 something. But we're going to stop at 460. Yeah. Call it a day. So, but today, 350 to 400. And we're starting at Nether Flight, the Supreme Beginning Nether Flight Pillar. All right. We've reached there. We got Plum Dark's message. And Zoo King is currently put the captain back on his bamboo slip. He said, bro, I know what you did, and I'm coming for you.
Yes.
And the captain has been in hiding this whole time. I think it was like this whole duration of this these chapters, or for
literally until the trial ended.
Yeah, until the trial. Yeah, until the trial ended. Yeah, that we finally saw the captain again. So it was hilarious. And Zoo King has just kind of been like going around. He's been studying the battle symbols. Surprisingly, or I guess surprisingly for everybody else, he gets them like super quick. Well, nobody knows actually, but he got like 32 just by like looking at the damn pillar. And Captain is like, I think he got like, I think within like a couple days he got 40.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, Zoo King is like off the charts with the symbols.
Monstrous comprehension ability.
Yep. And the symbols are kind of like resonating with his Ghost Emperor Mountain image.
Yeah, because he's using it to refine them.
Yeah, because also like the pillar, if you guys, we should know by now, is actually the spear from the Ghost Emperor, like his battle weapon back in the day. It's so like I think that's how like the connection is kind of there.
Yeah, because it belongs to him.
Yeah, exactly. So before the trial starts, we're just getting everybody piling up. We're getting all the chosen from everywhere. We don't really get any big names, to be honest. The only name we get is like
the Supreme Arbiter Immortal sect.
Yeah,
chosen.
Well, like their Tao Child is like nowhere to be seen though.
Oh yeah, because he left.
Yeah, and then their second in command stays looking for Zoo King, and Zoo King's like, bro,
we're not We don't care about
you. Yeah, we don't care about you. He's not. Zoo King's not even looking at him like he could care less. Like, please.
He only fights when he fights to the death.
Yeah, exactly. And this guy keeps challenging him like every day.
Yeah.
For weeks. And Zoo King's just out and around. He actually is studying like vegetation and stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah, so there's another guy like Grandmaster Bai who's passing on his knowledge to people. So he sits in and listens to them, to that guy whenever he appears. That's why he was. That's all part of the reason why he was ignoring that
the other chosen guy,
Dao Child
of the Supreme Artist idea. And we also get like a bunch of. So the cool thing about this pillar is that you can charge up at any time. So anytime you want to try to climb the pillar, you can.
Yep.
We find out that the top you can reach is 9,000 meters because of past that I think is just like I think there's like some sort of limit on 9,000 meters, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And so after that, it's basically like you can just fly up the rest. But if you're climbing up the pillar, like it's 9,000 meters. But you can climb up at any time you want. And certain people, when they climb up, they get rewards. So a big part of the whole trial, before the trial technically starts, is just people like selling the rewards that they get. So they get like different types of energy. Like one of the energies can create.
You can get techniques.
But there's a specific type of energy that helps with like magic treasures,
yeah.
Right? And Zoo King is using that on his iron skewer to like make it like level up. Because currently Patriarch Vajra or Immortal Spirit, what does he call himself? Free Cloud?
I don't know if it's Free Cloud, because I always just call him Patriarch Golden Vajra.
Yeah. Me too, but I know he calls himself something else, like in his own mind.
Oh, in his own mind?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I think it's Free Cloud or Free Spirit or something like that.
I think it's something to do with spirit. It might be Free Spirit.
It might be Free Spirit. He is like is the spirit ottoman of the Iron Skewer, or he's trying to be, but it's not strong enough to contain him. So Zoo King is like upgrading it to be like his host. That was kind of everything that happened for like the setup, right?
Yeah. They also revealed like it's pretty rare to actually get rewards from the pillar.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you can go up and just get nothing. Other times you just get blasted off.
Yeah.
Because like we find out as Zoo King goes up the pillar, you get attacked by
spirits.
Yeah, like evil spirits.
Yeah.
And then it's just a way of tempering. It's like, oh, if you expel it, there's a chance you could get a reward. Which when I was reading, I was like, that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
why can't we get rewards?
I think they said it was 1 in 15 chance or something like that, and like the higher up you go, the better your chance.
Yeah. Well, but some of the rewards were really rare.
That's true.
And then Zoo King was like,
yeah. So
not rare.
That's true. Before we start climbing the pillar, though, that second chosen goes a little too far. And I think he locks up the people from the Dark Serenity sect. And we know we got that message from Plum Dark being like, hey, protect my boys. Protect my little guys. And he's like, all right, I will. Only if something happens. And guess what? The second chosen, something happened. All right. He imprisoned them. And he said if Zoo King doesn't come to apologize, then I think he's going to cripple them or something like that.
Yeah, or something like that.
Something extreme, because he wasn't gonna kill them, because killing is not allowed in the city. And Zoo King sends a message to Sir Bloodsmelter and be like, "Hey, is that rule of no killing only in the city or in the whole region?" And Bloodsmelter's like, "Just the city." And he was trying to say it like only in the city. Wait, whatever, just do what you want, because he can tell he was about to do something. And Zoo King's like, "Thank you." Instantly. He goes outside and he's like, I don't want to see his name, but he calls him out and is like, "Get your ass out here."
Oh, yeah, I don't remember his name.
He's such an extra.
It's been, yeah.
He's such an extra.
But he basically he says, I forget his name, but he calls him out. He's like, "Do you dare accept a battle to the death?" And I was just like, damn.
Yeah.
And then he shocked everyone.
Let's see. It was hilarious, bro, because he really...
Yeah, because he just said, all right, let's go. You want to go extreme? Let's go extreme. And then obviously that guy was pissing his pants.
Li Ziliang.
Oh, yeah.
And he got we got in this fight, and I don't know if we can call it a fight.
It wasn't a fight.
It was a massacre.
It was a slaughter. I thought it was gonna be a fight.
Me too. Because they were both like at the same fighting prowess, like gold core wise.
Like so, yeah, the same level.
Yeah, and like this Li Ziliang, he had like some special ability that is basically like his will. Like we heard about this will implementation from the Supreme Arbiter girl before. And so Zukin kind of knew about it. And basically this will implementation was a method to like make the person like think one thing, and like if they had any doubt, they'd be like the will would be asserted on them. And Zuking's like, I know what I know. You're not gonna make me doubt like my memories.
Yeah. Wait, also who's the girl from the Supreme Arbiter sect that joined?
I don't know her name, but she was one of the 4 disciples that joined the Seven Blood Eyes sect with him.
That's right. Because I was trying to remember. I was like, which girl is it?
I don't remember her name, but I know she's one of those OG 4. One of them's dead. The other one's like a prostitute that like is whatever now. She's like not a prostitute anymore, but she's like.
I thought that was the girl.
No, that's not her. And then there's the second girl who was like really quiet and like really didn't like was on her own. Remember, Zuking paid for her Dharma ship.
Yeah.
And then like I think he's like low-key looked out for her, but like not really. Like done a lot. Like he's in the background. Like he's like a type of like she can have like my name like behind her. But like that's it.
I thought that girl was the one who was
the prostitute
because the prostitute girl was the one that got sad when that other guy got killed.
Yeah, and she came to Zuking.
Oh,
to be
she was with Zhang-san. That's right.
Yeah.
And then who's the other? Then the other girl was.
She was by herself, bro. She was like in the shadows.
Bro, there's no way. I don't think.
Yes, bro.
There's no way.
She's definitely not the prostitute girl, though. I guarantee you.
I don't know. I think it is.
No, bro. So the prostitute girl is
doesn't make sense.
She was sad when the other guy died, right?
Yeah.
And she wasn't with him though. She just was like, she would talk to him, and that guy would help her out every once in a while.
Yeah.
And then basically the Zhang, is the guy's name Zhang something? That you just said?
Well, he's the guy who makes the Dharma ship.
Oh, never mind that. Not him. Oh, so what happened was that guy saw that girl that's not the prostitute, the second girl, and with Zhang Dang, and Zuking saw them, and Zuking was like, hey, like look out for her a little bit. And Zhang Dang was like, I got it, bro.
Oh.
Yeah. That's her. But she's not the prostitute 100%.
What? No,
because the prostitute came to the king and was like, "I need you to get
revenge on."
And he did, and then after that, she kind of just like went into scared. Yeah, I'm scared. Like she just went back to cultivating, but she didn't have like crazy prospects. She was like, just a regular cultivator.
Okay, so I originally thought 2 of them died.
No,
I thought that guy and the other girl died. I thought it was just them 2.
This girl's been so in the shadows. Maybe that's why. Because we've seen her in like maybe 5 chapters.
Yeah, well, because both of them have been.
Yeah, we only found out about the prostitute girl for like those 3-4 chapters. I don't even think that 4th girl was even really involved.
Yeah, she wasn't.
So then we saw her again at the boat with Zhang Dang.
Yeah,
and then like Zuking was like protect her, and then we find her again when the Supreme Arbiter sect and the waterfall thing happens, and then like. That was the last time we've seen her.
Yeah, there's a lot of details in this novel, so sometimes it's hard to remember.
It is, bro. That's what I was saying the other day about like if we don't like read it consistently, there's so many little details that sometimes you might just gloss over.
Yeah, and I don't like that, especially in this because this novel is schemy. Bro.
Yeah, that's why we've decided that this is gonna be a damn reincarnation type book where as soon as it hits 50 chapters, we're reading it
because like
we can't go like 2 months without reading this and come back. We're gonna like miss so much stuff.
Yeah, or I'm just gonna be like, because that's happened to us so many times where things fly over our head and you read the comments. It's like, oh, it means this, and you're like, that didn't click for me, bro.
It's 100%. I feel like that'll even happen like while we're recording right here, like with like 9-star, because we won't read it for a month, and we'll give it like 120 chapters. We'll read 120 in a go, and so we hadn't read the last 120 in over a month. There might be little connections that I'll just be like, oh, like I remember a big one was that this one flew over my head, bro. It was
what?
they were in the hunting ground for the phoenix group. Remember the Phoenix? What's her name? The Rainbow Fairy.
Oh yeah, Heavenly Rainbow Fairy.
Heavenly Rainbow Fairy, not her, but the person she went into. The Pill Fairy.
Yeah.
We went to her hometown. Remember that?
Yeah.
And we went to those like secret divine grounds where like the Heavenly Sparrow is. Not the Sparrow. What's it called? Not the Divine Phoenix, but the thing right under it.
Oh, Vermilion.
Vermilion Bird. Remember the Vermilion Bird training grounds?
Yeah.
And when we got there, it said that Long Chen didn't feel any pressure, and I just thought it was because he was so strong. And you were like, no, bro, it's because he has the 7 violet blood inside him. And I was like, oh, wow. Like that. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
And you said it to me on air here while we were recording. And I was like, wow, that went right over my head. So that I feel like that does happen to us when we like, when we don't read for like a month because we're trying to like let them stack.
Yeah.
So that's why we're definitely doing this on the 50 chapters. But last thing that happens after that massacre, anything else happens? Or we start climbing?
We didn't really talk about the massacre.
What's there to say? It's a massacre.
I was just gonna describe it.
All right, go off.
It was Bruce. It was brutal.
Go off.
He basically the whole time he was baiting him.
Oh yeah.
He was just like
Li Ziliang, right?
Yeah. Zuking was like trying to like pretend too because he wanted to one shot him.
I don't feel like he was pretending.
Well, he not like in like he was giving into the things, but like as he was fighting, he was still trying to like bait him, be like show weakness.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, like I forget what he did, but I just remember him thinking like, oh, opening. And then,
the will implementation with Ziliang, it's like he's like running away or something, but in reality he's like directly behind Zuking. And Zuking just like puts his hand like straight in his chest, and he was like,
that's what it was.
Dumbass.
I was trying to remember that because he knew what he was gonna do.
Yeah.
So he was just like, it's kind of like the keyboard of world thing where he says, or he does the what you looking at?
She looking at?
Looking at ass.
Looking at you, shit.
And that's what he was trying to do to him. Yeah. And Zuking was like, I'm not gonna fall for that, and then grabs him.
It was so funny.
And then killed him. Yeah. And then I don't remember if he slit his throat.
No.
Oh, I think he broke his neck or something.
I think first I don't know if it killed him, but he put his hand, because remember he's using the Grugloom seizing art. He put his hand. His Grugloom hand.
Oh yeah, he grabbed
into the gold cores, grabbed his gold cores out, and I don't know if that. And then I think he slit his throat. That's his signature.
It was so fast.
That's the kid's signature.
That is the signature. Slit throat.
Slit throat.
It was funny how everyone was like, "Stop looking at my throat."
Yeah. That was a big thing for the first 200 chapters because this man was always like,
for the jugular.
Yeah, every time. But the massacre happens, and then we pretty much start climbing. And Zuking starts climbing pretty slowly. He climbs up the first day, and he's like, well, not the first day, but his first time climbing up.
Mm-hmm.
He climbs up 3,000 meters, and that Li Ziliang guy, Ziliang, I think he hit like 2,400 meters. So he was like the highest so far. So Zuking blows him out the water, hits 3,000, and he's like, I'll chill right here. Because along the way, we find out that those evil spirits that are popping up in his sea of consciousness are getting destroyed by the Ghost Emperor image and making it stronger.
Yeah, and that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But the whole point of the thing is to expel it and then maybe get a reward. But because he was destroying it, he was always getting a reward.
And I think they were coming like every 100 meters or something, and like the higher up he came, the more often they started appearing.
Yeah. And so
up to 3,000, he got like 17 rewards.
Yeah, and also it was said that this wasn't the first time that happened because he said he saw some other parts where there was some.
I think because the evil spirits are like painted onto the pillar, so like when the evil spirits are destroyed, you'll see like a rough like a rough image on the pillar, so you'll know it's been like a destroyed pillar or destroyed evil spirit. Yeah. So Zuking stops at 3,000 because his Ghost Emperor mountain painting is actually getting too strong. Yeah, it's too full, and he's like, I need to consolidate this. Yeah. And the pillar starts showing up in his manifestation. That was pretty dope. So that looks like it's like that'll be like the complete image once it's like fully manifested.
What does it mean?
We don't know.
Honestly, I have no clue. Like usually I have guesses, but I'm like, I don't know what it means.
Yeah, me either. Like I think it's Maybe it'll just be like some sort of will technique. Like, cause the Ghost Emperor is a level, like a smoldering god with 2 worlds on him.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they call that.
He has his weapon now.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, what is it gonna do for him later?
Maybe it's some sort of like gods is such a big thing in this novel.
Yeah, because they call him smoldering god.
Yeah, smoldering gods. I think maybe like it'll allow him to fight back against like the gods' pressure more. Because like for example, the broken god.
I guess it's true if he gets
is in the sky.
Yeah.
And then we have like different gods that like things have godliness and stuff, right? Yeah. And like their pressure is like crazy. Yeah, maybe like that pressure is lessened.
Yeah, actually in the 50 chapters we do learn more. We learn about another god.
I think we learned about 2 gods.
2 gods.
Yeah. One in the sky, one in the ground.
I don't know what
the You don't remember?
What? Who's the one in the ground?
We'll get to it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
I forgot.
And so we come back. Zoo King is like growing his manifestation, consolidating that. And then the sword sages at the top of the pillar, the elders are like, these young guys need some more competition.
Yeah, because other people, well, actually before that, because other people started doing it after he came out. Because after he killed the Tao Child and get all that, and got all those rewards, everyone was like, look at all these damn rewards. Yeah, so everyone started climbing that.
And then we finally got the girl in red,
King Q.
She started climbing. I think she hit like 5,000 something.
Yeah, everyone was like trying to beat her.
And then,
beat him, Big Zoo King.
And then we got another random guy who's from the Church of Departure, I believe.
Oh.
The other guy that is like no named, but we find out later his name is Ning Yan, I believe.
Was he from the Church of Departure?
I believe so. Yeah.
I actually didn't.
I'm pretty sure it is. And then we find out, and then I think those were the only really notable people to remember. Everybody else just
that and then the captain is dressed up as the grandpa, which is hilarious. The old man.
What was that? Oh yeah,
he dressed him as the old man.
During this whole time, everybody's climbing, guys. Zoo King just got that crazy glory. The captain is in the stands while everybody's like, he's one of the extras, and he's like, "Oh, that's that Zoo King guy. I heard he has an eldest brother called what's his name? Chan Nu?
Yeah.
Called Chan Nu, and he thinks of him so highly. He's the best."
He was spreading his own glory.
Yeah, he was. He's like, "You see Zoo King? Everything he has, due to the captain."
Yeah, I was like, yo, that's crazy that he's in there.
I actually laughed so hard. I'm happy you remember that because it slipped from my memories.
And they were like, what's this old man doing?
Yeah.
But then obviously, a big thing is that for people to join the Sword Sages, they have to be one human and under 25.
26.
Oh, 26. Oh, yeah, they're at 26. So everyone was seeing him climb up the ladder, but they're like, well, he's clearly not an old man.
Yeah.
The Sword just wouldn't let him. He's like, who's this?
On that point, a serious point, we have been told before that Chan Nu, the captain, has redone his cultivation at least one time before this, back in Seven Blood Eyes. So that means, I think they said when they were saying, I think they said it plural. So I think this is not his first or second attempt. It's at least his third time. And so we don't know how far he goes when he redoes his cultivation. Does he hit Nas and Soul, goes back to the beginning, spiritual back to the beginning, void returning back to the beginning, smoldering God.
What does it mean to?
And I also don't know. Does he release his whole cultivation and just start again?
So how does he reseal?
Yeah. So we don't know, but that was a big question mark because for me right there, because the big age limit under 26, and I was like, oh, so they say that the Sword Sages will be able to tell, and spoiler alert, they weren't. So I was confused
because they did say they looked at him and they were like they thought he wasn't human at first. They're ready to kill him.
No, that's not no. Remember, that was because of something else.
It's not because of his seals.
No, it was because the Emperor guy gave him no meters of light.
Oh,
yeah. So they thought he was non-human because that only happens with non-humans.
I thought they said when they originally looked at him.
Originally, I don't know about that.
Because I thought like originally they looked at him, they're like, no, there was actually because they were this actually happened during the thing right before they found out when he's getting questioned.
Okay.
They're like, oh yeah, it's that guy. I almost killed him because I thought he wasn't human.
Oh yes, on the mountain.
Yeah.
Back when they were fighting Nether Sprite. Nether Sprite.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. That did happen. All that meters of light stuff, guys. We're gonna hit in a little bit.
Yeah. No, it's too funny.
Yeah, and this guy's hilarious. And so then everybody's climbing, and the elders are like, "All right, let's do a dash for the top."
Yeah, because Zoo King wasn't going fast. He was just taking his time. They're like, "This is unacceptable. We need some hot-blooded youth competition."
Yeah, because I think Zoo King started climbing again, and he's like, "Oh, I'll hit like 45, maybe 6,000. Come back down, repeat the process, keep like growing my manifestation."
Taking it slow.
Yeah, but like on his second attempt, the elders were like, "What they say? If you hit 9, whoever reaches the first part, what would they do? Oh, they get a benefit in the next trial. Was that what it was?
Oh, I think it was either a benefit or an exemption. I can't remember.
It wasn't an exemption.
Oh, you're right. It actually wasn't an exemption.
But
it would. I think it would just count towards your. I think it would just count towards the exam.
So they had to give something special.
Oh
yeah. You go.
Well, it was the was it the Emperor?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you got that at the same time.
we did, because I was thinking about it. I was like, you're right. They did give him like actually like a sick reward. So they gave him another opportunity to comprehend an Imperial class technique, which was the Emperor's sword.
Yep.
And it's just not everyone gets. Usually, it requires military credits.
Yeah, which is how like it's kind of like a guild type, or not a guild, a sec thing. You know, like sec points. The sword sages have like military credits.
Yeah,
we learn more about that later. But so we get a chance. Zoo King everybody gets a chance to do that. Zoo King starts climbing, and he's like, "All right, I'm getting that."
Speeds up.
He speeds up. I think like they say within like minutes he hits like 6,000.
Yeah,
and it was a classic like chase to the top, and this is where we meet Ning Yan for the first time, because this is why I remember, because he's from the Church of Departure. Because at the time he doesn't get given a name, and it's just like Zoo King is passing him. I think at like 42 or 4,300, I don't remember. And the Church of Departure guy tries to like hit him with his scythe. So no, he sends all the evil spirits towards Zoo King.
Yeah, redirected it towards him.
Yeah, but then Zoo King was like, gave him a dirty look. And like I think like mentally was like, I'm gonna kill that man.
Yeah.
And then Ning Yan couldn't like get any farther up. And then we find out about the captain going up there, King Yu, and we finally get the Dao. No, not the Dao Child. He goes by himself. Who else? Was there anybody else that was important?
It was. I mean, not really. Because after they passed up after the captain. I don't know, because it was the captain and King Yu.
Yeah, they were like 7K.
There's someone underneath, but I
think that was Ning Yan.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was Ning Yan. So after he passes Ning Yan, it's just them three racing.
Yeah, and so the King Yu and the captain were already climbing before Zoo King started climbing. So they were. I think the captain finally passed King Yu at like 7,100, somewhere around there, and then the Zoo King catches up to the captain around like 7,500. And
then they were like, let's race to the top.
Neck and neck. They were racing to the top.
It was like something out of like, it was like, like Kakashi asked like guy.
Yeah,
he's like, you want to race? He was like, yes, sir. I was like, yeah, that's
was hilarious. They were just like pushing. Yeah,
and then King Q's there like, they're just ignoring me, thinking I can't catch up. They're like, yes, but you can't catch up. And then she did not catch up.
And we find out before this or during this climb that 9,000 meters is the cap, and all the counties, all the prefectures. So last week I was saying prefectures or counties or other things. They're prefectures. All right, I figured that out. They're all prefectures under a county, under a region. That's how it works.
Well, region, county, prefecture.
Yeah. Region, county, prefecture.
And Cecilian County
is later. But we're in.
No, we're in the prefecture.
But which prefecture? Emperor
receiving prefecture.
I feel like the Sword Sage Court is in a different prefecture though. No, you're right. We're in Emperor receiving prefecture, and in this prefecture, there's another flight pillar. Yeah. And all the other prefectures, they also have a pillar, and all the Sword Sages get tested the same way, and then they go to a county if you get selected to be a Sword Sage. Yeah. And so
that's funny. You like had it, and then you lost it.
So in this specific county, this specific prefecture, Emperor receiving prefecture, nobody's passed like 8,100. Yeah. So that was like a big thing, and they were like, "Oh my god!" The elders were like, "Oh my god, are they gonna break the record?" And then they both broke the record, and they hit like 9K. They maxed out, and they get hit by a blast of a god, right? They get hit by.
Yeah, they get sucked in. Like they see a.
Oh yeah, they get sucked into like
the manifestation or whatever.
And we see
our first god. The red god.
Yeah, the red god.
Is it red goddess? Red moon goddess? Red moon goddess.
Red moon god.
Red moon god?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if it's god or goddess.
I thought it was the violet moon god. Or is he a red moon?
No, they're red moon and he's violet.
Okay, yeah.
So basically, are you sure it's not goddess? Because I'm pretty sure it was a woman.
I thought it was a guy.
I think it was a woman.
You keep going.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it was a woman. So I'm going to say red moon goddess.
Yeah.
But basically, Zoo King is in a manifestation. We see someone who is originally like some kind of servant of the red moon goddess, and we see the red moon, and it's like, I forget what it does to him. I think it's like actually like putting a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah,
and it's like trying to. I don't know if it's getting him to submit or if it's something else.
Not to submit. It was kind of just like releasing its aura onto him.
No, I think it was trying to change him actually.
It released 2 streams of rancorous will into their sea of consciousnesses.
Yes.
So I think it was trying to like probably dominate
invade them.
Yeah, invade them and dominate them.
It was like an invasion. And so Zoo King, they fought back. Well, they're actually in their own manifestation. But they fought back. And Zoo King ended up taking a piece of.
It is a lady.
Yes, that's right. That piece of essence of the red moon. And obviously the captain also took a bite out of it. But yeah, so he gets a piece, which is crazy. But they didn't. Did they reveal that to them?
What?
That they took some of it.
To who? To the Source Ages?
Yeah.
No. So what happened? Yeah, 100%. So what happened was they know that they got a piece of it, but they didn't know that they kept it.
No. Actually, you know what happened?
What?
They did know.
Yeah.
And when they were asking for it back, they sent
the captains back,
but not Zoo King's. Because Zoo King's like merged with them. The captain just ate it.
Yeah. I think he ate it, but he couldn't control it, so he just expelled it, and so he gave it back for both of them, and Zoo King like contained his. Yeah. And that was a huge thing because that's like a power from a god.
Yep. So he gained some of her essence.
Yeah, and the goddess was like pissed.
Yeah, she woke up because of that. Yeah. She was like, well, "Who stole it?" And then this is where it went even crazier. So when the Tao Child of the Supreme Arbiter sect went up to do his thing, he was like, I don't want to go with the ants. And boy, I was getting ready for the young master face slapped thing, but that did not happen.
Happened in a different way.
Yes. He went up there. He went up, did the 9,000. Yeah. Went to go in the manifestation. Started screaming. Boy got wrecked because the Crimson Goddess sensed it again. She was like, "Who is it? Yeah. Oh, this kid tortures him. He loses all his limbs."
Yeah. And he gets parasitized.
Yeah. So the Red Moon Goddess invades him and
leaves the strand of will in him.
Yeah. To be his clone for later, so she can search for the
other ones. So for Zoo King, basically, she left a will on him to be like, "I'm gonna help you grow stronger, and one day I'll just control you to kill this guy."
Yeah. And so. So obviously they save him before he dies, though.
Yeah, they do.
Because it looked like he was gonna die, but he actually survived because the Red Moon Goddess left him alive. But all the Sword Sages thought they saved him.
Yep.
So he gets taken back. He obviously looks like crap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then they just continue the competition after that.
And when we find out, like right after we find out the second competition is to go inside of the Ghastly Hollow.
Yep, that's beneath the pillar.
Yeah, so we find out there's a Ghastly Hollow beneath the pillar. And this is the first time that this Sword Sage core is like there could be potentially deaths in the trial, because before it was like you go in, you're safe, you might not make it, but you'll be alive at the end of it. Yeah. Now they're like, this time it's a bloody era. We need some wolf pups. That keeps going around everywhere. It's a big thing.
Wolf pups.
Yeah, and so they're like, you guys might die here. So if you don't want to go in, you don't have to go in. You just fail. And so nobody gives up. That was like a big thing. Nobody gave up. Everybody went in there. But then when they got in there, instantly they were hit with like mutagen, right? Huge amounts of mutagen. And some people who couldn't like control the amount of mutagen, they got hit like
crashed.
They what's the word when they get like overrun by mutagen? Like zombified?
Yeah,
zombified. All right, so they get, but I feel like zombified is like a bad word because we have the sea zombies, so it makes it sound like they're becoming sea zombies, but they're not.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's kind of the way they describe it.
All right, so it's zombified, but not sea zombified. Okay,
maybe more like monsterfied.
Yeah,
I think monsterfied makes more sense. We're just become monsters.
Yeah, mutagen monsters. All right, monsterfied. Is that what we're saying?
Or you could just say they mutate.
Oh, yeah, they got mutated. Mutagen, they got mutated by the mutagen. And they go on a kill spree. Basically, like, I think like 40 or 50 of them die. And then everybody starts killing the mutagen guys.
Well, actually, when they're going in the gas load, they're in a like a narrow like passageway, remember? And then that thing pops up behind was a ghost? Pops up behind some of the cultivators and starts eating them.
Oh yes.
And it mutates them, and then it popped up behind Zoo King, and then he smashed it.
Yes.
And so some people saw that. That's why I did the smashing thing. Yeah. So it's like they left immediately.
Yeah, they did.
Because you were hyping them like none of them left. Second in, they're gone.
That's true. That's true.
Because I was like, I give you courage. Yeah. And then they saw, and they're like, yeah, never mind. I'm not doing this.
I don't forget what they called them, like ghost spirits.
Yeah,
like hasts, because they were like, it's called the what's it called inside there?
The hollow.
Yeah, well, it's
inside
called
the hollow. Yeah. I don't remember what it's called inside the hollow.
It's like a giant gas or something. It was this because we hear more about it later too. The ghast hollow, and these things are called ghasts. That's what it is.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's called the ghast hollow, and these things that we're talking about right now are called ghasts. The stronger people can fight them off. And basically also, guys, this hollow is like, think of it as a huge like hole in the ground, like circular in shape, hole in the ground that just goes infinitely into the earth. We don't know how deep.
Yeah, but there's some passageways so people like
can go off to the sides.
Yeah, and they'll jump down.
Yeah, so you don't have to go straight down like through the hole. There's like side streets, like think of them as like side streets to go around, but like there's a main like straight down.
Yeah, so when people they jumped off the sides, they were in that passageway, they were like, oh fuck this shit, and they kept jumping down when they met right into some of those cats. Yeah, because like they're just trying to get away. And then
wait, we got to talk about the goal in the hollow.
Oh yeah, so the whole point of going in here, if you wanted to pass, the top 10 people with the most pieces of
the taboo treasure? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Taboo treasure fragments?
Yeah, they were searching else. They were searching for fragments for the pillar.
Yeah,
that suppresses the thing. Cause they said it falls off due to all the resentment. So they said to go back in there and grab some. And the top 10 people with the most pass.
Exactly.
They pass the first round because it's the first test. There's 2 tests.
Well, there's 3 tests.
No, it's 2 tests.
3 tests. It's a fake 3rd test.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
So the second test, and Zoo King, like a boss, is like, side streets? Nah, straight down. He goes straight down, and he keeps going down. He finds there was very weird stuff in there. Zoo King described it as like if you were like if you had any ounce of you that wasn't like honed to the limit, you'd be absolutely terrified in here. Like scary movies, like make like they don't hold the candle to like what was in there, like how like just disturbing it was.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me. I feel like the biggest thing would like be like Others from like Absolute Resonance, like something like that, like in terms of horror.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, and so we were getting a bunch of that. We meet a centipede lady. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So I think
she's centipede lower half, woman on the top half.
Yeah.
And like
there was this thing that was like hunting her.
Yeah, hunting her.
Made out of paper.
Yeah, made out of paper.
Creepy.
Very creepy. And Zoo King basically is able to use his taboo core to like destroy the paper thing.
Yeah, because his poison core can literally destroy anything.
Yeah, it's like
it's so OP.
It's so OP, but they haven't like made it super OP either.
Yeah, they haven't. That's because like it. I think anything at the same level, it gets more OP as it gets stronger.
Yeah,
so like stronger people like it. They can last longer.
They can resist it,
and as long as like it doesn't infiltrate them, like as they get away, like they'll probably survive.
I think I actually really like how they do it because just like you said, like the other people can resist it, and like it basically is like a timer thing, right?
Yeah.
If like a spiritual member, if they like did absolutely nothing for 10 hours, like Zoo King might be able to kill him, but like a spiritual person can also one shot him.
Yeah.
So like it's not OP in that sense.
Yeah, it's like I could kill you if you stand there and let me.
Yeah. But like
if I just try, like if I get trap you, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, but who's like that's never gonna happen.
It's not.
So, but that was really cool. And then we keep going down, and we find we find a very weird like outpost in the middle of the hollow, and it was like some lady singing.
Well, you missed a part.
What happened?
We run into Zhang, the Tao child, the Supreme Arbiter of Mortal Sect.
Yeah,
and he's fighting some random creature that is keeping him at bay. It's like 5 palace battle power.
Yeah.
And he can't kill it because it keeps coming back to life. Or does it keep coming back to life, or is it just tough?
I think it keeps coming back to life.
Yeah. So
it has 6 battle power actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and then he couldn't kill it, so he just swaps places. He has a secret technique that lets him swap places.
Oh,
with people.
Yeah.
I was like, he pulled a Sasuke out of him. He was like, ching, and then swapped and then left.
Yeah.
And then Zoo King was obviously pissed.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, mental note, gonna kill him later.
Yep.
He then fights this thing. I don't remember what it looked like.
Me either.
I feel like because I'm getting like the feeling it was like some kind of like
beast,
like an ape or something.
Yeah, something like that. It was some sort of beast.
It was a super strong, like physically it was super strong.
Yeah, physically imposing. Yeah.
And then he was fighting it, and then I don't remember how he killed it.
I think he used his mutagen again.
Was it the mutagen?
Yeah.
Oh no, that wasn't it. He drove it away. He didn't kill it.
Oh, so that's true.
What he was making it because it was fighting off an instinct because like an animal.
Yeah.
So he was trying to give off the feeling that it's like it's not worth it to fight me.
Because I think he was poisoning it every time it fought him, like fist to fist. Zoo King would put some poison into it, and I realized it was gonna die sooner or later. Mm-hmm. And Zoo King started acting like crazy.
Yeah.
He was beating his chest, like yelling at it, like basically like if you see a black bear, what should you do? I don't know if that's true. Don't take my advice.
But yeah, so he drives it away.
Yeah.
And then he goes and follows Zhang Ziyan.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm gonna get my revenge.
Yeah.
And so then that's where he finds that outpost where there's woman singing, even though it's like terrifyingly like sinister.
Yeah.
Then there's like 4
like dead mummies there.
Yeah, they're like all, I don't know if they're chained up or something.
Yeah, I think they are chained up.
Yeah, there's like 4, and there's like a tombstone there too.
And there's like a random life lamp like on the outpost.
Chilling there.
Just chilling there.
And apparently Zhang Ziyan was there because of something from his grandfather.
Did we talk about his background yet?
Well, they don't. Oh yeah, that's right. His grandfather is a
sword sage.
Yeah, I don't forget what position he holds. A sword, is he like honor
guard?
Yeah,
honor guard Seema.
Oh, that's him.
Yeah.
I forgot that was him.
We found that out like a little later though.
Yeah.
Like at the end of these 50 chapters, we find out about Honor Guard Zemo.
I'm forgetting.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, he was like trying to find something based off his grandfather's
wishes.
Or no, I think it was like information.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there's sign down there if you want to try your luck.
Yeah, but then,
probably has something to do with the life lamp, to be honest.
I don't think so, because I think he mentioned he wasn't trying to get it; he was trying to get something else.
Well, it seemed like he was trying to get something in that outpost. Though.
Yeah,
it was related to the outpost
because he was saying, that life lamp being there, like if the Source Ages couldn't get it.
Oh, that's true. I think Zoo King said that.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I think the sentiment was there for
everyone. Okay.
And even if we did get it, they weren't gonna let you leave.
That's true, because the Source Ages, like, if they wanted to, they would take that.
Yeah, but they clearly can't.
Yeah.
But what does he do?
So the guy,
instead of poison, no, he didn't.
The chosen guy is trying to do something down there.
He's trying to be quiet.
Yeah, he's trying to be quiet. And the Zoo King does do something to like liven things up somehow. I forget what it is.
Oh, did he throw? He throws something that make like little bomb things. I think.
What little bomb things?
Didn't he have like little poison bombs or something?
I have no idea what you're talking
I just remember he made a lot of noise.
He did make a lot of noise.
And he woke up all those things, and then he ran away.
Yes, but I don't remember how he did that.
I'm pretty sure. I think he had poison ball or something. Like
it might have been poison balls.
He had something that exploded, and he threw it out, and he was like, "Here you go, bitch." And then he sweat. I don't know if he smiled at him. He looked at him. He was like, "Shouldn't have fucked with me."
Yeah. And then, and then the chosen guy was getting hunted by all the ghosts and everything, right?
Yeah. So I think he barely passed.
Mm-hmm. Well, before that, before we get to the end of the results, I think when he threw all those bombs, I think the
monsters were actually about to kill Zoo King too.
Yeah.
And then he got saved by that
the eye.
The eye? The centipede saved him.
I think first it was the eye.
Oh, that's what it was. The eye, after he made all that noise, the eye opened up, which we assumed is the god.
We know it's a god.
Well, we know now. We obviously know then, because we're just like, yeah, it has to be a god, because what else?
They call it out, the third god that we meet. Broken Face, Red Moon Goddess, third god. We don't know the name though.
Oh, they call it third god. Okay.
He just says the third god.
Yeah. So it's obviously a chilling atmosphere, and no one
can move. Everything is just like frozen.
Yeah.
And Zoo King can't even move. Like, I think he was literally stuck in place. And we get that centipede lady comes back and saves him.
Yeah.
And that was like and then after she saved him, she also was like, just gives him a whole bunch of taboo treasure fragments, which is what he's looking for. I think he got like 100.
Yep. And then he just leaves.
Yeah. And
he already had a lot too.
Yeah, he already had a lot, but she gave him like 100 more. Internal tempi, allow it to cool. We get out of the Ghostly Hollow, and they basically start counting out the points.
Yeah. So Zoo King had the most.
Mm-hmm.
I think King Q had second.
Yeah. And then the captain.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a tie. It wasn't a tie, but I don't remember who won between them.
Yeah, it was, but the order was Zoo King, and then I think it was the captain actually.
Yeah.
And then the King Q, and then
Zhang Xian was last.
Yeah.
He just barely made the cut.
That's the Dao Child guy.
And he lost all of his shit.
Yeah.
It was just funny.
He was pissed. And so then we start the third test that we were talking about earlier, and the test, it is a test for others, not for our boy. All right. So how the third test works is based on your other two results, you get points for them. So there's three things actually that counts. One, how many battle symbols did you comprehend? Those count as points. So I think for everyone you had was 10 points. Zoo King had like 290 something. So he got like instantly like 2,000. He basically almost got to 3,000. And then for the how high you go up the pillar, that counts for, I think it was every 3,000, or every 3,000 counted for like, I don't remember how it worked, but he had 9,000, so they gave him 4,500. And then after that, depending on how many treasure fragments you got, it was another 10 per fragment, I believe. And basically, it was a perfect combined amount. And the total amount you have to go to win this whole thing was 9,000, wasn't it? Or was it 30,000?
So
or 10,000. It was 10,000. It was
no,
10,000.
It's 9,999.
Yeah, that's what it was. It's 9,999.
30,000 steps.
I think there's 3,333 steps. No, there's 9,999 steps.
Yeah, the 30,000 is another thing. I just don't remember what it was.
So there's 9,999 steps, and each one is a meter. And so he gets Zoo King with all his points combined, instantly gets 10,000.
Yeah, so he's there.
He's at the top. He reached the peak. He won.
He's right next to the emperor.
Not the emperor, to the sword sages, or the sword.
Well, yeah,
the emperor swords. That's what they're called.
Yeah, the emperor swords.
So basically, at the top of this staircase is 3 emperor swords, and if you pick one up, you become a sword sage. And so Zoo King literally is already right in the middle.
Yep. So he has one.
So our boy is officially a sword sage.
And then after that, everyone's at their spots, and then he tells them, the sword sages tell him, let the competition begin, and then the people who get the other 2, because they're command swords.
Command swords, that's what they're called.
And so the captain gets one, and then King Q gets the other.
And it's funny because King Q is actually rushing up, and she's like pretty close to finishing.
Yeah, she's the last one that gets one.
And Zayn on Zoo King is like, while he's there, he can do whatever he wants, and he's just talking. And so originally, right when the competition starts, he says, "What's the Dao Child's name again?"
Zhang Ziyan.
He's like, Zhang Ziyan's a cheat. He cheated on the other exams and everybody. And he's like, "No, I didn't do that." And then at the end of the competition, when King Q was like she was pretty close to winning. Say his name again.
Zhang Ziyan.
Zhang Ziyan has an ability that we talked about a little earlier. He could switch spots with somebody, and Zoo King is like, "Hey, by the way, guys, he has this ability." And so then King Q is like, has it in her mind, and right when he's about to use it, King Q just falls back in the ground because there's like a pressure while you're climbing. She like just lets herself free fall. She goes all the way back to like 2,000 steps, and then she switches with him, and then he still wins at the end of the day. Or she wins at the end of the day.
That was so funny.
Yeah, that Dao Child got worked.
Yep. So they became sword sages.
Then we get the almighty question.
Well, Zhang Ziyan in the end still became a sword sage.
That's true. So there can only be 5 sword sages. There's 3 that officially become sword sages right there and then with the command swords, and then 2 adjunct sword sages.
Oh yeah, so he was told to go do a test to become an adjunct, or he became an adjunct sword sage, and he was told to go do a test to become officially a sword sage.
So Ning Yan was told to do that, but the Dao Child guy that I keep forgetting his name, since he has a grandfather who's a sword sage, they didn't even tell him to do that. They just told him, "You're gonna be a sword sage, but from another prefecture." Remember that?
Yeah, that's right.
It was just dumb.
Yeah, that was funny.
Like, you're just so much extreme bias, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I was surprised they did that. Especially the more we learn about the sword sages, like through the chapters, I was like, this is very surprised they did that.
Yeah, I think they just did it as a favor for
the grandpa guy.
Sima. Yeah, I think he's pretty prestigious there, and also it's like if he messes up, like it's easy to get rid of him.
That's true. Yeah, and so we get that. We get our 5 sword sages, and then each sword sage gets asked a question. Do you remember the question?
What do you think a god is? Or no.
What would you do to the broken god?
No, that's not what it was either.
I feel like that's what it was.
No. Damn it. How do we forget this question? No, I think I was right.
You sure? I'll look it up right now.
No, I was wrong. No, it was, what do you think of this god?
I'm going to look it up right now.
What? How do we fumble that?
Yeah.
I can't remember now.
Yeah.
Okay. So this next part we're talking about here is all 3 sword sages, or no, all 5 of them, because there's 3 sword sages and 2, or 4 sword sages because the Dao Child is also a sword sage, and then sword sage adjunct Ning Yang. They get asked a question, and based on their answer, they will receive a certain length of light that'll determine how like reliable they are. So it like measures like the kindness or humanity in your heart, and like the higher light, the more
you were right.
You're more trustworthy. I was right.
How would you describe that God?
Yeah, so I was close.
Yeah.
How would you describe this God? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was, because that's why I originally thought, I was like, oh, like I'm right there, but I was wrong because I remember that his answer. And I was like, my question doesn't exactly match.
Yeah. And basically, all the sword sages have different answers. And Zoo King basically just looks at the god and he's like, spits on it. And it's like, you trash.
Yeah.
Dog shit.
Actually, he did something that no one else did.
What? He looked at him, right?
Yeah, because he looked at the broken faced god. Because everyone he asked, when he asked everyone else, no one looked at the god. They just were talking to the emperor.
Yeah.
But Zoo King looked down and he saw that the broken face. He saw the outline and he saw the world. And he saw the broken faced god. And we saw this outline of the god on the world.
We did. We saw his spine.
Yep. That's all he has on it.
That's true.
So I imagine that's going to be a big thing later.
That will be. Definitely.
And and this is the emperor asking himself.
Yeah.
He pulled up and he was like, how would you describe this god? And then King Q got how much?
She got like 3,200, which is pretty good.
And then.
And 3,000. So the average is like 1,500, or the average is 150 to like 200. An exceptional answer is like 15 to 3,000, I think. And the max answer is 30,000. I think that's how it worked.
Is the max 30?
Yeah, the max is 30K.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was such a big deal.
I thought it was a big deal because no one's ever just gotten above like that high before.
No, it was max.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was max. I thought it was just.
Oh, he's
super
goated,
high.
bro. He's goated.
Okay, so he's more goated than I thought.
Yeah. So all the other guys get whatever. King Q gets 3,200, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Ning Yang gets like 180 because he's just like, he basically tells the teachings of everybody else. What's his face? Chosen Dao Child guy gets 1,500. Pretty good. Chen Nu, Captain, gets 0.
Wait, the Dao Child got 15K. You said 1,500.
No, he's 1,500.
I thought it was 15K.
No, he did not get 15K, or else he'd be way more celebrated.
Oh.
Yeah, he got less.
Actually,
than the
you know
King
what?
Q
That
has.
makes sense because I definitely felt confused when I read it. I was like, he got 15K. That's pretty high.
No, he got 1,500.
I read that so wrong. Yeah, man.
And so the reason the captain got 0 was because he basically like was just he remembered, he asked all other sword sages about what the questions could be, and he basically prepared an answer. And basically, he just praised the sword sage emperor guy. He was like, "You are God. It's actually you."
This god. He was like, "You're the god," and they were like, "No, you weren't supposed to call him the god."
And he gives the sword sage emperor gives him a 0 meter of light, and then that's when the sword sages are like, "Oh, he must be a non-human. Nobody gets 0 unless they're non-human." So they go to kill him, and then the sword sage emperor gives him a 1 meter of light, be like, "No, he's a human. He's just a dumbass."
Yeah. Instantly just destroyed all his credibility.
Yep. And then Zoo King gets 30K maxed out goated status, and the bell in Sealing counties. It's called Sealing.
Yeah, Sealing.
Sealing County. So that's the capital of Sealing County is where the sword sages are at. And the bell there rings once, which is like a momentous occasion. Never really rings.
Wait, it's not a ring 3 times.
No, ring 1 time.
Okay.
Bing. That was it. And then we get the end of the sword sage competition.
Yep.
We get the enlightenment of the Emperor's sword. Nobody gains enlightenment within 6 hours. But Zoo King feels like he's close. He's close. And then we go back to the sect. We get some celebratory things. Everybody's excited. Sir Bloodsmelter gives Zoo King some life-saving things. What's the item he gave him? Was it a piece of something? It was like it wasn't a brick. It was something. It's like a flute. Am I thinking of the right things? No.
It was not a flute.
What was it, bro? It was weird. It was a weird item.
I don't remember what it was, but I remember just they were all happy for them.
Yeah.
They stayed there for not too long. Oh. No, what was it? What was happening there?
With what?
No, I can't remember because I'm trying to remember what they were doing in the sect before they set off.
Oh, so they came back. You mean when they got back to the sect?
Yeah.
So they had some banquets and stuff.
Oh yeah, they did that.
And then as soon as the banquet ended, Plum Dark, Archfiend or Archduke?
Duke.
Is that her name? Archduke Plum Dark?
Yeah.
Okay, Archduke Plum Dark. She shows up and she's like, Shenarnu, time for your punishment.
Oh, that's what it was. I was like, there's something there. Because I remember when they left, he tried to escape, and then Bloodsmelter found him and dragged him back.
Yeah, he's like, Captain, not Captain, well, he called him Shenarnu. He's like, Shenarnu, you ain't going nowhere.
Yep. So then he has to clean the snake tooth?
Yeah.
Clean something.
Basically, the captain took a tooth from the snake before, so he has to clean all the dust off of its body, but with no cultivation.
Yep.
And it's like miles long. So he's like sweeping for the whole
3 months.
Yeah, for 3 months. Because they have a year to get to CC Link County, and it takes 8 months. So they have like 3 months of free time. So he's cleaning for 3 months.
It's like to get it in free time.
Yeah.
And then while he's sweeping, Arch Plumduke brings up Zoo King. She talks about the letters, and he was about to tell her like, I didn't write them. She was like, man, if someone wrote them for you, bring them here so I can kill them. And he was like, yeah, I wrote them.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, then for your first, what was her first promise?
So she said the first thing you told me is that you would tell me.
He made 3 promises to her. The letter.
But so we didn't find out what they all were here, but we found out the first one was that she said that they would reveal their origins to each other.
Oh, okay, so yeah, that's right. So he told her about his childhood, and he obviously did it in a metaphor.
Yeah, and it's an important metaphor.
Yep. So there's the crow, which is the older brother. There's the eagle, which is the god in the sky.
Yep.
And he said like his
And there's like a dog, I think, is the captain.
Oh yeah.
There's a bunch of animals basically, and they all signify somebody else.
But his parent, he said his parents like raised a bunch of birds.
Yeah.
And obviously like the crow and the eagle, I don't remember if he said. I know he said the crow left. I don't remember what he said about the eagle.
I think he said he wants to bring down the eagle one day.
Yeah, that's right. He did, and he wants to get the crow.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's a sparrow.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was an important metaphor that'll come up later in the novel. That was told to us by the translator. He was like, "Hey, remember this. This is an important metaphor." And we get Plundark's backing origins, and it's really just her cultivating. That's basically what it is. She said, I had some ups, I had some downs, and here I am.
We'll find out more later. Yeah. We'll get the real truth.
Yeah, and then within the 3 months, we get Master Seventh is like, hey, you need to go look at the taboo treasure and figure out how it can be used to inspect people.
Yeah, well, he said, he just needs to learn more about taboo treasures.
Yeah.
Because, like, when he goes to Stealing County capital, he needs to, like, that can't be, like, a weakness.
Exactly,
he
needs
to know how they work.
So Zukin goes over there, and he finds out that the taboo treasure can be used to inspect people. So he goes around inspecting a bunch of areas. Basically, he can inspect anywhere on South Phoenix and a pretty good distance up in the Revere mainland.
But he was told not to inspect certain places because
they'll be able to notice.
Yeah, they'll see it and then
they'll counteract. Yeah, because like basically he can look at any of the information, anybody in that area. So like some people shouldn't be looked at, because they're gonna think of it as like you're spying on me.
Yeah.
And so he can't look at like the 8 sect coalition, for example. He can't look at any of the other sects.
And he can't. And then there's I forget, like a forbidden region that he shouldn't look at.
I think he shouldn't look too deeply into the forbidden region.
Yeah, that's right.
Into the forbidden grounds.
Yeah, forbidden grounds.
Forbidden
regions are 1, forbidden grounds are 2.
Yeah.
And then
God domains
are
3. And so he was told not to look at like the Phoenix the forbidden by the phoenix too deeply. They also said you can look at the sea, but not for too long.
Yeah.
And basically, he just goes around looking, and he also looks at himself, and he sees that like a lot of his secrets can be seen besides the shadow and the violet crystal. So he uses the shadow to like make sure everything's nice and concealed.
Yeah.
And he also looks around a lot, and he sees a big. This is a small thing, but I feel like it can be big later.
It will be big later.
What's his name?
Fatty Huang.
Fatty Huang, and his real name is Huang Yu.
Yeah.
Yeah, Huang Yu. So we find out him and the second sib, are going back to the South Phoenix.
Because they can't. It's just he said he can't get used to it, so
yeah,
want to go back.
And Zhu King is just wondering, oh, how's their journey going? And he goes to look at them, and Fatty Huang is able to identify that the taboo treasure is looking at him. Mm-hmm. And currently, Zhu King is at gold core level, like 3 palaces in, and he can't identify that. So that's a big thing. We were contemplating. I was thinking maybe Nast and Soul, but biggest gamer here convinced me he has to be at least Spirit Trove. At least Spirit Trove. Like, maybe Void returning, to be honest.
Yeah, well, he's definitely strong.
He's definitely strong.
So this guy. Now that I'm thinking about it, if he's like actually Void returning, this could be like a clone or something.
Oh, but then that's crazy.
Maybe not a clone, or maybe something like the Captain, like a restart cultivation type guy.
I don't think it's a restart. I think he's like he's at his level, but just hiding it. But I don't know why he just.
I don't know. Is he like an old monster type? Doesn't make sense.
That's why I'm so confused.
How old is Second Sib? That's what we need to know.
I think she's not in the know. I personally think she just thinks she has like this.
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know, but like she definitely doesn't know, but like she knows that he's like extraordinary in some way because she like likes him. You know.
I don't know if it's like that.
Not extraordinary, but she likes him for sure. And there must be a reason she likes him.
Well, how old is Second Sib? We don't know that.
We don't know their ages, but she's probably not older than like the Captain, which is the eldest brother.
She's probably not that.
So she must be at least in this lifetime, if this is her real body, which I'm saying I think it is. She's probably like 24.
That's actually very reasonable. Yeah.
And so this guy is like an old monster, like looking at her some way. I don't know. We don't know.
I don't actually. You know what? I don't think he's an old monster.
Well, you think he's a 24-year-old Void returning expert?
It could be one of those things where it's like, because you know how some novels clones gain sentience? Yeah. It could be like that. So maybe he has like a connection to an old monster, and like he was like supposed to be like a clone that goes back to the source.
Yeah, but never does.
But he broke away. Because that's one of those unique things that sometimes some Blood's Eye people have.
Yeah,
that's my theory.
Okay, that's your theory.
I'm a clone that broke away from the source.
All right, I think honestly, I really don't know what to think about this guy.
I don't know either, but that's not my theory now. That's my running theory.
All right. I feel like he's a source of godliness somehow.
That's a theory?
I don't know. I think he has something related to a god.
Something related to yeah, it could be infected.
Something related to a god is what I'll say. We get this, and our last little thing that Zhu King looks at before his ending of his 3-month thing is the sea forbidden by the zombie.
Oh yes.
Which is where the sea zombie emperor is.
Yes, it is. Crazy. Right before he leaves, major event.
So he looks all the way down into the depths of forbidden by the zombie, and he sees the sea zombie emperor there, and there's a door right next to him, and the door is opened, and I think it crushes the sea zombie emperor.
He gets eaten.
Yeah, he gets eaten, and so we find out forbidden by the zombies emperor is dead, and this door is open. So Zhu King is like, "Yo, Amber Alert." Something's happening. And then Master 7
sound the
alarm. He also, quick thing, he goes in there, he saves that annoying grandson. I forget his name.
Oh yeah, I forget who he saved, but he saw like some cultivators were there because they were there to investigate what was happening.
Yeah, some Seven Blood Eyes disciples.
And then they found out that the thing awoke. Yeah, and then he saved one of the guys.
It's that annoying guy who uses his power, and I think he was trying to get at Dong Yifeng. Is her name? He was trying to get at one of the girls that likes Zhu King right now.
Oh yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember her name, but he is like he's in Foundation Establishment. He has a grandfather who I believe is in Gold Core.
Yeah.
Or is he Master Third?
I don't think it's Master Third. No, I think it is Master Third because I think he saved him because he was like, "Oh yeah, Master Third helped me out." So
okay, so it's Master Third's grandson.
Yeah.
He saves Master Third's grandson, and he sounds the alarms. And basically, all the void returning patriarchs, matriarchs go and investigate, and they're able to close the door. But we get a little foreshadow that that's going to be something because it was not open from the inside. It was open from the outside.
Someone was stirring up trouble.
So they're like, we don't know how it happened, but the fact that they can do that is a cause for concern.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of forbidden regions, and we don't know what's behind these doors.
No. So that's... Mizuki was like... Out of my hands.
Yeah, out of my hands. Bye.
Like dip.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah. But then they get ready to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Captain finally comes out, finally free.
Yep.
And we find out that the people that are going with them, they get some cultivators.
Yeah.
They get Master Fifth, who's like an old granny.
Yep.
And then Archduke Plumdark goes
with them, and we also. So they all head to the capital, and that right there, before they head out, is the end of book 4, I believe. Which I want to just get the name drop for because I actually like the names of these. The start of summer. We ended the start of summer right there.
That's actually pretty cool.
And now we're on to book 5, which is White Dew. And we get to the capital. Or on the way to the capital, a couple things happen. We kind of just like explore our horizons. We see another ghost town. We ride a ghost ship.
We see a cloth race.
Yeah, literally, they're just like clothes
that like want to
have sentience.
Yeah, that want to be worn by people infused with them.
Right. Honestly, some of these races, I really think like, how are you have like I think it makes sense why they don't have any territory because like, what are you doing?
You're just clothes.
Yeah, like. Not threatening at all, bro. Oh my god, it's a handkerchief. I don't know, bro. But one of them is friends with Archduke Plumdark.
Yeah, it was like the princess.
Yeah, the princess. And then we get to the county and we find out trouble is already a brewing. So they're supposed to be invited into the county. You have to have somebody like give you. Well, somebody already in the capital has to like. Give you like, oh, I know this person to like get you in.
Yeah.
And the the 8 sect coalition has a subsidiary sect in the capital, but for some reason they didn't come out to get them. And there was a whole thing, and basically that we also had some sword sages with us that Zhu King and the captain helped with the mission.
Yeah, they helped them out because there was this race that. I forget the name of the race, but they absorb sun through their eyes, and then they donate their eyes to humanity.
Yeah.
So they were helping her absorb some eyes, and then
some suns.
Helping her eyes absorb some sunlight.
Yeah.
And then Zhu King and the captain went and helped them out because they were sword sages.
Yeah.
And we found out that sword sages, when they're really friendly.
That's where we found out they're super friendly.
Like to other sword sages. Yeah. Like once they see a sword sage, it's like, oh.
Because all guards have been dropped.
Yes. And Zuki was like, that's...
So
I don't know if I agree with that, but okay. So he's skeptical about that kind of stance. But yeah, they're all friendly. And so they helped them get in because they're like, oh, well, we know them, so you can come in.
Yeah.
Or no. They go in and get their sect. They get the lightning sect. They're like, oh, we know them, so let them in.
And these 2 sword sages are actually... some core formation sword sages that we found at Nether Sprite Mountain when
so it's a husband and a wife.
Yeah.
And the husband was there at the 3 Spirit Douse Pressing Mountain. Yeah. He was the one that helped them get away.
Yeah, he like blocked some gold core spirits.
Yeah.
So the captain and Zhu King could like keep doing their shenanigans. Yeah. And so we get there. The guy and his wife help them get in. Everybody get in. And the first thing that happens is they get to the ASEC coalition, and there's like, why is nobody here? And they were all taken prisoner. And then not even 5 minutes later, somebody comes, arrest Zoo King. Arrest him.
So this is why I like this is one of the better things about this novel is the analyzation.
Oh yeah.
So because Zoo King and the captain were the Violent Crimes
division.
Yep. And like obviously
he was
very experienced in schemes and treachery when it comes to this type of thing. So they were like, oh, so someone's probably gonna come over, they're gonna arrest me. Yeah. They're gonna want me to resist arrest so that they can make it into a big deal because they clearly want to like just smear my reputation.
Yeah.
And so they're like, they'll probably lock me up.
Yeah, Zoo King is saying all this.
Yeah, he's like, they're gonna probably try to lock me up and put a stain on my record. Or actually, he thinks of that when he's in jail. But basically, they understand the plot that's they understand all of it.
And the captain and Zoo King are like on lockstep on this one.
Yeah, so like we know what to do after that. Yeah. So they arrest Zoo King. Zoo King's like, oh, let's go.
He gets thrown in jail 3 days.
For 3 days. But then they release. So they release
everybody from the ASEC coalition.
Yep. And
Zoo King.
But they don't release Zoo King right away.
They release him like he's the last person to get released.
Yeah. So what they release him, they're like, okay, we still have to keep doing investigation because they want to leave a black mark on his thing. Yeah. But Zoo King, knowing that they're trying to do that, so he's like, he counterattacks. Yeah. So what he does is when they release him, we found out that he has a ton of injuries,
like brutally tortured.
Like it was like to the point where like
his skin was like flayed.
Yeah.
His palaces were on the verge of crumbling.
So they were like, everyone was just like, oh my God, like this is crazy. So obviously a lot of people start contacting other people, getting other sword chasers to come over.
Before that,
what happened?
The captain.
You're right. I was going to get to that, but I thought that happened.
No, he's the one that causes that to happen.
Oh, you're right. So the captain, he pulls out the most dramatic
performance
ever. Yeah. He's like, Junior brother, how can they do this to you? We were supposed to travel the world as sword sages, and we were supposed to bring justice and to humanity. And
they must be trying to blemish your 30,000 meters of light.
How can they do this? They're jealous, and this is a travesty.
Yeah, he goes on, and he calls out everybody that can be called out. He's like, oh, it must be this person or this person trying to put a blemish on your name, Junior brother. Don't worry, Chenanu will pursue our dreams together. Yeah. Like basically, like Zoo King's about to die.
Yeah, they're like he torched him, and they're like, because and then he was arrested by the Justice Palace. Yeah, so they have Justice Palace.
I think it's Justice Division or Justice Palace. Maybe Justice Palace. I don't remember. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, Chenanu, the captain, he's yelling this at the top of his lungs with cultivation.
Screaming.
So, like, everybody in the nearby area can listen.
Well, there were people around already, like those two Dow companion sword sages were there. Yeah. And so everyone was getting, man, how hot this camera crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
But basically, everyone was surrounding them, and they were just like, bro, like, what's going on? Mm-hmm. And so then, because the person who's behind this is Zhang Xian's mom. Yep. That's also
an important part.
She works in the Justice Palace.
She's a spiritual cultivator.
So she comes out because obviously the accusations are pretty dangerous. Yeah. And also his injuries are like clearly he's injured. Yeah. Like, and you can't accuse him of injuring himself, especially with how devastating they are. Like, that's not normal.
Also, it's because he had he had bindings on himself that are supposed to lock his cultivation, so he shouldn't have been able to do that at all. But he has his shadow, which obviously allowed him to use his cultivation anyways. Yeah. And then so she comes, she tries to throw it all under the rug. She's like, "Oh, it must have been these two sword sages that were your prison captures people."
She kills them immediately.
Does she? I thought she sends them like away. I thought she fucks them up and then jails them.
Oh, that's what it was. I thought she killed them.
Nah, I think she messes them up and then jails them. And then they're like, "Oh, it must be you. Well, we'll investigate this further." And then the captain is like,
"Oh, he's not. He's like, All right.
Oh, I think right here, Zoo King starts spurting blood. He starts coughing blood like he's about to pass. And then the captain starts demanding things from her to be like, oh, if you really want,
No, he doesn't demand.
He said it was confiscated.
Yeah, so he's like, what? They confiscated 1 million spirit stones from you?
I think it was 10.
10 million.
Yeah.
No, 30. It was 30.
30. Yeah, 30.
They're like, they also took all 157 magical treasures that I gave you for your birthday. I don't know if it's a birthday, but they were like, that again.
That was so good.
I was laughing.
And then it was like, then he got something for the captain. I forget what he got for the captain. I think the magic treasures were for the captain. And then he asked for 3 heavenly palace pills.
Yeah, and then Zuki was like, yo, please don't ask for any more. He can't push us any further.
Yeah. It was so good, to be honest.
Oh, you have to turn it on first.
It was so good. And Zoo King, so we got all of these rewards. And then we get sent home. And with these palace pills, we actually get to complete Zoo King's 4th gold core. And in it, he puts the red moon goddess's power, and it becomes a violet moon in his gold core.
Violet, it's time.
Yeah, and he gets with the taboo pill in his 3rd gold core, and the red moon goddess in his 4th gold core. He's like basically he's like deciding. He's like, do I want to be a god cultivator or like a regular cultivator? And he's like, I don't care. Battle prowess is king.
Yep.
And I think after that we start the Sword Sage trials, because once you get to the county, you need to go through another 7-day trial.
Yeah.
And we meet some big shots. We meet the big shots of the capital. You want to talk about them?
You mean like, oh yes,
The Hell Squad.
Yeah, because when you said big shots, I was like, we didn't meet any teachers.
Yeah,
but for the same generation big shots.
Mm-hmm.
So we meet a demon spirit girl who's eating melon seeds
that are like full of godliness or whatever.
She's with King Q.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see a guy named Wang Chen.
Something like that.
He's just sitting up at some table, just chilling.
And he has a coffin on him.
No, that's a different guy.
Oh, it's a different guy? Okay.
Oh, no. Wait, that is Wang Chen.
Yeah.
But he's on the coffin. He's flying through the sky.
Yeah.
There's another guy at the coffee table. I forget his name.
I forget his name too.
It might be Shan something.
Yes.
Shan He.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know his name.
And then the Wang Chen's the guy on the coffin.
And he has a life lamp.
Yeah. And then there's this final guy, Kong.
His name is important. I want to look up.
It is important. But let's just call him Big Brother Kong. Yeah. Because that's what they call him anyway.
Yeah.
And he is strong. He has 3 life lamps.
Mm-hmm.
He's already comprehended the Emperor Sword.
Yeah. So that's an Imperial technique.
And he has 2 Imperial techniques. And there's another Golden Dragon technique.
Kong Xiang Long.
Big Brother Kong.
Yeah, Big Brother Kong. That's the one time you're getting his full name, guys. Yeah. Kong Xiang Long. There you go. Big Brother Kong is what we prefer him now.
But he's elite.
Yeah.
Let's just say.
And wait. You said he has 3 life lamps, right? He has 2 Imperial class techniques, and he's at the 10 palace level gold core. So he has to. We don't know his max.
He's 10. I thought it was 8.
He's 10.
Oh.
So I'm gonna assume this, but they say he's already at 10 palace level gold core fighting potential. I said that so wrong. He's at the 10 palace level. So that means he has 10 gold cores fully formed and materialized. And I'm assuming that's his cap, because they haven't talked about his cap at all. And it's not his cap?
I don't think so.
Actually, I don't know. It might be. I don't know. But we also something I need to correct from last episode that I got wrong. How gold cores work. So I looked it up again. This is how it works. 3 gold cores equals 6. And then if
3 gold cores equals...
Sorry.
3 life lamps?
3 life flames equals 6 gold cores. So for the first 3, you get 2 for each. Mm-hmm. For the 4th life flame, you get all 120. You get a 7th gold core. For 5 life flames, you get 8.
Oh.
So it's not 2 for each. It's for the first 3, you get 6. The 4th one, you get 7. The 5th one, you get 8. And then after that comes the life lamps. So if this guy's a chosen Big Bro Kong, if he got 121, then technically he might be able to hit 11.
Oh, so you can get 13.
Technically, yeah. Because if you get...
So 8's normal, and then you get an additional one with each life lamp.
Yeah, because you can get... Oh, that's true, because each life flame...
Gets their own palace.
Yeah. Each 30. Yeah. Wait, no.
No. Each life lamp...
Yeah, gets
their own palace.
But we don't know the limit on life lamps.
You can only have 5 life lamps.
That's what we're assuming. 1 for each 30 sets of Dharma apertures.
Each for each life flame.
Yeah, like each set of 30 besides the 5th one. That's its own.
Yeah, so you can only get 13 gold cores.
I'm not putting it out there just yet. I don't know. I feel like the life lamps are gonna get stacked up.
They could. I mean, we'll see.
Also, I feel like life lamps. I think we're gonna start seeing like some. Like this is just a county. And like we said, guys, there's prefectures, counties, regions.
Yeah.
There's still an imperial capital. So
yeah, you're right.
So I'm thinking right now that like people who are maxed out on life lamps, there's definitely a couple people like that. Like it's not like it's definitely rare, but we got some. There's some people out there like that. And in the grand scheme of things, we also find out something about the regions. We find out... No, actually, no, we don't. But we're doing the Source Age competition, and that's where we stop. They just get to the Source Age competition or Source Age trial, and they basically just have to learn.
They're doing some like testing. So I think right now they're teaching about herbs.
Yeah, and they're basically in the 7 days they're just learning how to like a bunch of knowledge and how to work together to become like better Source Ages.
Yeah.
And that's where we stop at chapter 400. I'm not gonna lie, eventful. I realized I thought the Source Age competition was the whole thing, and then while I was looking at the chapters, I was like, it ended at like chapter 375, and that was so much we talked about in 25 chapters. Like this book is crazy. How much he packs in every chapter.
That's why we have to leave it at 50 chapters. Because we'll miss too much if we go past 50.
Yeah, like tomorrow or next week when we do 60, like. It's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough.
We might have to only do 50, honestly.
No, we have to do 60.
Do we have to?
We have to.
That's true. All right, so we're doing 60, guys. 400 to 460 next week. Pencil it down. All right. This has been episode 49 of Late Night Fiends Podcast. Adam Moore. Peace.